Back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up, I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us. See where this game here taking us. No barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard from your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curve, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like yeah. And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, no, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. generation, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't panic surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog.
And, Coach, we are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Houston Texans. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Watson with a give to Miller.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Watson now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, this is just the 5th all-time meeting between the Texans and Saints here, taking place in Week 1. And they have split the previous 4 meetings. Of course, the Texans entering the league in 2002. But you would think that these two teams would have met more because the cities are only separated by 350 miles, I-10 connecting them. In fact, for New Orleans, Houston is the closest NFL city of any in the league. So it's kind of interesting. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Anzalone in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now it's Ginn. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're
trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Second and 8 at the Saints' 48-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check back.
Now it's Watson. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Watson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Alex Anzalone, his 2nd sack of the night. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw, Watson. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 3rd down, Miller. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
And
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Here's Watson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal. This is Deontay Foreman, a man who missed nearly all of 2018. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They'll run with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage that time by Aaron Colvin. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Kill.
Shotgun now for Breeze. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, Watson. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. On 2nd down, here's Miller. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Here's Watson on the sneak. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, no dice there. That is excellent penetration. They give him no lane whatsoever to try and stick the football across, and in fact, he'll wind up losing ground on 1st down.
On 2nd down, it's Miller. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. Here's Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
The Saints take over first and 10.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Whitney merciless, able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Breeze on third down. And that's caught by Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Young lady, over. 21.
Breeze now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Breeze will try again on second down. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. We don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to look deep in zone for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down. Now a first down throw, Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. To throw again, Watson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On third down, Miller. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 5, but still a decent ways from the end zone now on fourth and goal. They've got the comfortable lead. Decision time here. Do they go for it, press their luck?
Listen, if I'm the head coach, I take my headset off. I turn to my defense and say, guess what, guys? We're going for it right here, right now. I want the knockout shot, and if it doesn't happen, you've got my back, don't you? Go get it.
And if you don't get it, the other offense, they've got a long way to go in the other direction.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Go, go, go.
This is Miller. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
26-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
To throw is Watson, looking for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So the ball's moved to about the 1. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Texans push further out in front.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? 1st and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
That's fielded in the end zone.
The Saints take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And me remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
56.
They keep it on the ground. This time, it's Miller. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Watson on 1st down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A really nice gain of 25 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Fairbairn is good. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So we are at halftime in the first of 2 here on this opening Monday night of 2019. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. They'll run on first down. Foreman. And some room to work. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
We got this. The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt, his second sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he finds Cook. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And the Saints first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing set under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cook. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now Breeze. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a 1st down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Breeze now. And he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 10 more there and another first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very...
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe starts to call more blitzes because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
1st down, Texans.
Reset. 19. Check 56. Silver.
On 1st down, Foreman. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big-time ramble there by Foreman. 55 yards. And I don't quite know what's happening here. It's a 1st down, but the field goal team is out onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. Now Breeze again. Over the middle to Smith. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, a 22. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On first down, Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Again, it's Breeze. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 6 yards away. And the Saints get a bit closer.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
Lamar Miller, he's at the 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 75 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On second and inches, Breeze over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. On first and 10, here's Breeze. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Breeze going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And complete right side to Cook. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now third and goal.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara taking it in. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz with the extra point, and that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Texans take over first and 10
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Breeze to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. J.J. Watt make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Shotgun now for Breeze. He throws, and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And this is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Now Miller, he's had a big workload here tonight. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. Here's Watson. Setting up the screen for Miller. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And he's 21-yard line. Thomas the intended target.
At the 21-yard line.
Set. 19. Right there. 56. Here we go.
Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
Safety's creeping.
On second down now. Foreman. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 12 yards there and a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Check 56. Let's go.
From the gun, here's Watson. The quick slant caught, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later? In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some, as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. A 10th carry for Kamara. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second down, Kamara. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go with Kamara. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The tackle there by Breanne Body Calhoun. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
it up. Keep it up.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Houston, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.